So you're happy with your design and you want to send it off to get printed. Let's go over a few steps you'll want to do before you print. First, check that your file names are clear and relate to the artwork. I'm happy with my file name. It's clear and I know exactly what it is when I read it. So let's move on to the next step. Next, you'll want to double check that you have your die line set to where you expect your label to be cut out and that it is the correct size that will fit on your bottle. But we'll also want to check that our die line is set to overprint. To do that, you'll want to select your die line and go up to the attributes panel, and in there will be a little checkbox for overprint. If that's not checked, just check the box and you're good to go. Now that our die line is set to overprint, we'll want to convert all of our fonts to outlines. We do have a separate tutorial that is a little deeper than this, but quickly and easily you'll want to select all, make sure all your layers are unlocked and no objects are locked. Then you select all, head up to type, and go down to create outlines. Done. Now let's just double check we've got everything. Yep, we're good. Once you've outlined your fonts, let's save a copy of the artwork as your file name with underscore outlines added on to the end. To do this, we go to save as, and all we need to do is add underscore outline to the file name and hit save. I already have one saved as outlines, so I don't need to save this. Next, we'll want to embed all the linked images. I only have one linked image in this file, so let's click it. Go up to the top bar and hit embed. Once that pops up, we want to make sure we have flattened layers to a single image selected and hit OK. Now your image is embedded with the file and not linked anymore. Now we will want to clean up the swatches panel and get rid of any unused swatches. You do this by going over to your swatches panel, and we hit this hamburger icon up at the top right. We go down to select all unused. You'll see that it selects all the swatches that are currently not in use. Once you have that selected, you go down to the trash can, select it, hit yes, and now you'll only have swatches that appear in your artwork. This will help out the pre-press team to identify what colors were used. Next, you'll want to review your layers and ensure they are labeled appropriately. Your top layer should be called die line and it should contain the die line. Mine's already labeled correctly and on the top. I know that layer 5 is empty, there's nothing in it, so I'm going to delete it, and everything else I'm happy with. Next, review that all used rasterized images are 300 dpi. We can check that by selecting our rasterized image, going over to the links panel, and clicking this arrow which will show info on it. I'm happy with the resolution it is at under the PPI section. And then just go through the rest of your images. Now we'll want to review that you have any required colors bleeding at least 0.0625 inches beyond the die line. This design doesn't need any colors to be extended past the die line, but if you were wanting to have a box bleed off the edge of your label, always make sure you extend it past the die line. This makes sure that there's no background image that will peek through the edge of your label if the registration moves a little bit. Next and finally, double check all your UPC codes and numbers. You want to be 100% sure that these are all correct, so take your time on this. If you're requiring Summit to install the UPC code, please use an FPO box. An FPO box stands for position only. So this means that you are placing a graphic with the barcode inside of it on your label for where you want the barcode to appear. Summit will take that spot and replace it with the proper barcode. Make sure you mark your barcode with a box saying FPO in it. This label does not need a barcode, so we're going to delete it. Once you've carefully gone through all these steps, save your file and send it off to the printer.